Hey folks, Deano here again. This time take a look at the other CTTOYS superhero Gohan. Yeah, after a lot of trouble trying to get a hold of this guy, seriously, the first one got stopped at customs for having electronics in it, even though it's clearly a figure. Then they went up in price. I didn't want to pay the extra money. Finally managed to find a seller who would get it shipped out quick, and yeah, basically finally managed to get a hold of him. Unfortunately, though, this guy is nowhere near as good as the Beast Gohan. This one's clearly an afterthought. They had the mold. Why don't we just make a version, make it a bit cheaper, and shove the Ultimate Gohan head on it? But yeah, let's take a look at his box first, shall we? So yeah, same basic box that the CTTOYS figures tend to come in. I am still not 100% sure if this is the same company that's doing the third-party Spider-Man figures. They've actually, like, if it is the same company, they've actually done a really good, like, Spider-Verse Gwen, Spider-Gwen, which I have been eyeing up. It's only 12 quid. Insane that a figure like that is the same price as a bootleg, but yeah, from the quality of this guy, not quite sure anymore, but yeah, let's get on with this, shall we? So on the side, we've got just Ultimate Gohan Superhero, and on the back, you can't see a thing because, as with all of these AliExpress figures recently, they've all got the exact same sticker. Apparently, they've all been manufactured in the exact same place. I assume this is to get round customs enforcement and stuff, because, I mean, these are unofficial figures. Customs does have every right to, like, grab them if they realise, but most of the time they don't care, at least in the UK anyway. But yeah, pretty standard box, absolutely nothing there. So yeah, let's get on with the accessories, shall we? So, in terms of accessories, he does come with less than the Beast Gohan for obvious reasons. They're just copying the Ultimate Gohan accessories instead. So, he comes with a pair of martial arts posy hands. These are quite hard plastic, I notice. I can't quite remember if the Beast Gohan version, their hands were quite hard, but I think they were. Pair of Ki Blast hands. And a pair of Kamehameha grippy style hands. In terms of faces, this is where this figure starts to fall apart. The other bit is down here. I'll get to it in a moment. Yeah, the faces aren't quite as good. They don't look like the official faces at all. But yeah, I mean, they still look decent, don't get me wrong. They look more like, best way to describe it is Boo Saga Gohan. In which case, if you have a custom like Boo Saga Gi Gohan with the Goku Gi, these faces would probably work quite well. But yeah, stern face. The mouth is a bit heavy-handed on the black paint or whatever they've used. Apart from that, not bad. The teeth gritted face, right there. From certain angles, it kind of looks like he is cross-eyed, like going out the way instead of in. Yeah, something quite off about this face. And finally, the full-on yelling face, which on mine, can those come off? Yeah, they do come off, but there's a fair amount of black scuffs on it, is the best way to describe it. And yeah, the eyes are still a bit off, in my opinion. So yeah, just for comparison's sake, just so you know what I'm talking about, let's quickly bring the official one in, full comparison at the end. But yeah, you can see there, the CTTOYS version, the face just doesn't look quite right, at least compared to this version of Gohan. So yeah, bringing in the other faces, CTTOYS version is on the right. So yeah, as you can see, there is a little bit off about the CTTOYS faces. I've also noticed the mouth, they've not put the black line all the way to the edge. So yeah, not looking as good. And finally, the yelling face. Again, not terrible, but yeah, the lightness is off compared to the official. Again, I don't know what went wrong with the Ultimate Gohan faces, because the Beast Gohan faces were pretty damn close to the official. But yeah, let's get the camera set up and take a look at the figure himself. Okay, so as for the figure, I mean, it looks decent enough. It's obviously copying the Beast Gohan mold instead of the Ultimate Gohan mold, which means we have a rubber overlay for the chest instead of the segmented look. And I do prefer this look, even though they could have done with extending these pieces a little bit. I mean, this is a custom piece. The official Beast Gohan gi is obviously all tattered and stuff. So yeah, they could have fixed that. As it stands, it looks like he doesn't have much material there, which, I mean, it's pretty close to the official. I'm just nitpicking a little. If you look at the gi on the official one, yeah. But overall, I do prefer what CTTOYS has done here. It doesn't look quite as bulky as the official, which is one thing I always found a bit annoying about that figure. Like, it's really buff when it probably shouldn't be. I mean, Gohan hadn't been training. You even see it in the actual show, or the film, sorry. But yeah, other than that, details are pretty good. The cuffs, I notice, have been put on incorrectly. The seam you can see there should be on the side of the figure. But yeah, aside from that, pretty decent. Issues come with the articulation. So yeah, let's start off, shall we? So he can look up really well, like actually a lot more than I thought he could. Can the official do that? I don't think it can it? They can kind of, but the CTTOYS version does have it beat. Also, if you'll notice, the CTTOYS version actually gave him a neck. The neck peg is higher up, so it doesn't look as squished, which is always a bonus. Yeah, going back to articulation, that peg can go all the way around. It's the exact same as the official, just a double ball peg. Did that pop in there? Yeah, come on. Pop in for me. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. Just needed full concentration. The actual bottom of the neck does go forward. Doesn't really go back any or side to side. Arm articulation can go up that far. Swivel all the way around, unhindered. Bicep cut. Double joint at the elbow, gets more than 90. Ball hinge at the wrist. There is a ab joint. Can get about that far. With the help of the waist joint, can go that far back. Swivel. And here we come to the issue. So yeah, the legs are the complete opposite to the Beast Gohan version of the CTTOYS, in that both of mine are incredibly tight. Unfortunately, this side is fused, like the actual outward joint. Just it's completely broke. Doesn't work at all. I have taken the entire joint apart. It looks as if they used a bit too much glue to put the joint in place in there, and the glue has seeped into the joint. So yeah, that's as far out as I'm getting. You'll see it's not using the outward joint at all. That's just the flex of the ball joint itself. It can get out that far. Again, you can see that excess of glue on the joint. Yeah, they really messed up there. And to top it all off, the entire thing is sort of misshaped at the crotch, which means when you pull that up, it's actually breaking the hip when you're doing that. So be very careful with it. And this obviously proves that the CTTOYS figures are not perfect by any means. You can still kick forward with it, still kick back a little, so you can get them into mostly decent poses, but at least in my copy, I am stuck with him standing. Does have thigh rotation, double joint at the knee, foot articulation, swivels at the boot, can go back that far, forward that far, toe articulation, and ankle pivot, which gets decent range. Not that I will be using it on this figure, unfortunately. So yeah, all in all, like there is one more issue, which the Beast Gohan version is the same issue. This side is showing the joint. You have to really like play with the rubber overlay to hide it. For some reason it's over in the wrong place, so that's probably been mishandled at the factory to begin with. But yeah, despite its flaws, I mean, the figure is still only 20 quid. Even with the official one getting a reissue later this year, the CTTOYS is still worth it if you're maybe wanting parts, or even if you want to put like the Super Saiyan head or the base form head on one of these. I think what I'm going to do is take this torso piece and pop it on the official lower body, and then pop the official upper body onto this one and have the cape on it, just so he's standing there. So yeah, final comparisons right here with this guy. As you can see, he is much bulkier than the CTTOYS version. But apart from that, there is not a lot of difference. The this belt, I think, has been put on backwards. You'll notice on this one it's sort of curved. The official one, it's straight. In fact, I mean, it might be that the Gohan ones have all been put on wrong. The official ones. But you'll notice this guy does have a better neck. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think down in the description, or the comments down below, sorry. Do you think this guy's still worth it? In my opinion, I do. He's good for customs and basically putting alternate heads and stuff on him. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think, and I'll see y'all later.